Hello, everyone.
Ben's voice.
Many of you woke up this morning and found out that my account was banned on TikTok. And I know many of you are jumping for joy and thinking that this is a great victory.
It is.
Somehow, it makes you smile to know that an animal rights activist is being silenced on one of the platforms. Why is that? Why does that bring you joy? I know why. Because you're feeling guilty. You know you shouldn't be eating animals. You know you shouldn't be paying to exploit them. And you cannot look in the mirror and see that in you. You're suffering from cognitive dissonance. You think you're a good person, but on the other hand, you pay people to rape, torture, and murder these innocent animals who never did one single thing wrong to you. So when an animal rights activist like me, a middle-aged, gray-haired woman who's 56 and who is a school teacher and a nurse, gets shot down, this somehow brings you great joy, as if you're playing a video game. But this is real life. It's not a video game. There are actual victims. There are actual animals who are suffering right now in ways that you know nothing about. So why is it that you don't know what's going on? The biggest reason is that our school system is completely failing us. That's one of the reasons that I'm glad to be out of it. In our school systems, we don't encourage people to be free thinkers. We don't encourage them to do research on things that are important. One of the things I really didn't like about being a teacher is that I couldn't just trust the kids to go on the internet and look up things. I wanted to be able to let them go to see Dominion movement and the way that these animals are treated. But I couldn't do that because I would get in trouble if they accidentally went onto a disturbing site, i.e. the truth. What's wrong with our society that we're so scared to tell kids the truth about what's going on? Well, the parents are also scared. In our society right now, parents are mere children. They've never actually grown up. They're just an older version of their kids. I learned this now because after being on TikTok and watching the amount of duets that are going on there and realizing it's horrifying how uneducated the vast majority of the population is. So of course it's normal that they would want to take somebody down who confronts all these different groups of people. See, I've never limited myself with who I talk to about how the animals are treated. I will talk to a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, a teenager. I will talk to a new mom, a dad. I will talk to anybody. Teachers, principals, doctors, therapists. I will talk to grandparents, and I have. I will talk to my neighbors who are walking their dogs, and colleagues, because everybody needs to know what's going on. If you ever think you're not powerful, think of it this way. If a group of teenage boys can gather together behind the scenes and start attacking somebody like me, an animal rights activist, or any other, because it won't be long before they come after all the other animal rights activists, then think of what that same group of kids could do if they actually fought for good in the world. You see, the problem is that they're just so mixed up. They don't actually know who's good and who's evil. I mean, for some reason, they have it in their head that somebody who's defending the most innocent animals among us is a bad person. How messed up is that? Where did they get that idea? I don't know. But I can tell you that schools are not helping us to fix it. So where do we go from here? Well, first of all, animal rights activists don't stop being animal rights activists. I'm never going to quit. You can close down one account, you can close down another one, I will keep popping up. Or if you keep closing them down and eventually you've used up all of the means, I will still be in front of my house with a sign, or in a shopping center protesting, or filming other activists. I'll go back to being a reporter and talking about them, but I'll never stop. The animals are too important. They're alone. They have no voice. The chickens, the cows, the pigs, the lambs, the turkeys, they all have a right to their body integrity. They all have a right to live. And many of you have no idea what goes on behind closed doors. The billions of animals that are so badly mistreated, systemically, not just the occasional one, but crammed into places that are as horrible as the Nazi death camps. In fact, worse. The animals have it worse. The Holocaust never ended for them. Yes, they have it worse. And you don't realize it. And I know you don't realize it because I saw your duets before my account was taken down. I saw this one girl yelling at the camera and saying, "You don't understand. How can you say that these animals are treated the way that the Jewish prisoners were? They're not raped." Yes, they are. They're not forced into slavery. Yes, they are. They're not murdered. Yes, they are. They're not put into gas chambers. Yes, they are. And for what? Why did we do that to the Jews? Why did the world let that happen? Because good people remain silent. So now what? Use all the power that you have going forward to educate yourself. Use your critical thinking skills. Go and actually watch the documentaries that all of us have watched. Go to watchdominion.com and don't be cowardly about it. Don't watch it in a group of people while you talk and while you try to close your eyes to what's going on. Don't mute the sound of the animals. Listen. Watch it in small bits by yourself or with a friend that you trust who is seriously interested in learning. There are many cowardly teenagers here on YouTube who have said that they watched Dominion and it was a joke. To them, they thought it was funny seeing the animals suffer like that. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Doesn't that worry you to some degree? That psychopaths here have a voice so strong? It's not them that's the problem. It's everyone who follows them and doesn't say anything like, "Yo, dude, there's nothing funny about watching this mother pig in a tight, confined space, so tight that she can't even turn around. And when her babies are born and one of them is dead, and the brother or sister looks desperately for some warmth and lies down on the dead body of their sibling, there's nothing funny about that. There's nothing funny about a man who goes in back of a pig and starts rubbing her and masturbating her and then inserts sperm into her, forcing her to be pregnant against her will. This is inhumane, disgusting behavior. It's abhorrent. It's not normal. There is nothing normal about the way that we treat animals. When it comes to the chickens and the baby boy chicks that are born and an assembly line goes by and people pick them up, and if they're boys, put them on a separate assembly line and they go in to be murdered, ground up alive. There's nothing normal about that when we can absolutely survive without eating eggs or chickens or pigs or cows. There's absolutely nothing normal okay about us raping these mother cows, forcing them to be pregnant with sperm that came from us masturbating a bull, literally masturbating them, taking the sperm and inserting it into the female. And when her baby is born, to murder the boy. But first, we will put him in a tiny confined area